Hello everyone, this is John Bishop. Welcome to the Bishop Exchange. It's called the Bishop Exchange because my name is Bishop and so is my co-host Des.
That's
Hello,
right.
Des.
We're two bishops.
We're two bishops and we've got Bradley. Bradley's in Liverpool managing the show. Des is... Where are you, Des?
Currently in Manhattan, New York City.
You're in Manhattan and I'm in the leafy suburbs of southern England. So that is defined. What we're trying to do is to start the show differently than what we've done at the last few weeks, which is, although if we press record, yeah. So we're trying to set it up in a professional manner.
There was a beeping though the whole time, right? I'm not losing my mind.
Was it? It's my washing machine. My washing machine's just finished and it plays the longest tune.
Your washing machine.
I couldn't
I
concentrate.
honestly thought when Des said he was in Manhattan, I thought that was the emergency services of Manhattan. That was the police or something. It was your bleeding washing machine.
We're trying to be professional, and while we're trying to be professional, Bradley's washing is finishing.
Undermining us, yeah. He's doing
What
his
cycle?
smalls.
What cycle
It
was
was just
it on?
a normal cycle, mixed loads.
I can't remember the last
mixed
time I
load.
didn't do. I can't remember the last time I didn't do a mixed load. Sounds kind of dirty, but
Do you two remember? Oh God, what they used to call? Oh freaking hell! They used to have a special name. The wash machines that were all in one wash machine. There was like a double top
twin tub.
twin tub. Yeah. And my mum had like these grabbers to pull the boiling hot clothes out and then drop them into the spinnery thing.
I only remember that because when I went to visit the house on Middleton where my dad grew up, they still had a twin tub wash machine, and it was
Proper
quite the
engineering.
and you dried the clothes by hanging them on a rack in front of the fire.
Yeah.
But you can't make the mistake. You can't make the mistake of having it too close to the fire because I had a few singed items of clothing.
Yeah. That's what it used to be like, Brad.
That's what it was like, Brad.
And
The
then
fucking-
before we had fancy fucking washing machines playing tunes for us.
Yeah, the twin tub didn't fucking finish with a tune while recording a podcast in your fucking house. There used to have to be a fucking tower on top of a mountain to fucking send our words out to the masses of the UK. Now we're in 3 different parts of the UK recording this thing while your fucking gay wash machine has a fucking half-hour
such a
fucking
gay washing machine.
Broadway musical.
My washing machine's got jazz
Bradley's
hands.
clothes are done. They're so colorful, and they're mixed, and they're diverse, and we're a progressive washing machine.
We've got our own rainbow in the washing machine. There's so many colours.
That's funny.
So anyway, here we are. Here we are in the Bishop Exchange. It's Tuesday.
Yeah. How's your week been?
You know that I've largely taken the summer off, so not much happens in answer to that question. You kind of ask me that every week, and I'm always like, do I admit that I've done fuck all?
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing a lot of work on the house, so it's very much a kind of it's a DIY. Well, it's an organizing people to come to my house kind of summer, and I rehab, and I'm trying to recuperate before I go back performing in the autumn. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm having a similar thing, but I'm not as good at you as doing nothing. I always feel like I've got something to do, and I'm annoying myself because I keep looking for something to do, and I keep on going, stop. You know what I can't do? I have a reason to watch films this week because I've got something to watch towards the end of the world, and there's certain films I need to watch before I watch it, and I can't make myself watch them in the day because it feels like I'm skiving, which is just ridiculous, and I can't, and I'm battling with myself for that, because also I started gigging again last night.
So did I, Quincy. I actually did a spot last night.
Yeah, I was going to say, why you're in Manhattan if you're not gigging?
I'm getting a PRP injection in my knee at 11 a.m. this morning. That's
very
actually
good.
why. But you know, I met
what's PRP?
plasma-rich platelets, and honestly, I know that we're going to get messages the science is 50-50 on it, but they basically take a bit of your own blood, they put it in a centrifuge, and then they inject it into the site of your injury. And it is meant to accelerate healing. And it promises a lot. And I don't believe in a lot of the promises that science are showing are probably not true. But what I do know is that people do get extended pain relief. So essentially, my understanding is that the least that it gives you is a better result than like a cortisone injection. But what it promises is like some regenerative properties, which the science is maybe a little dubious on. But
people get it for hair growth, don't they,
as well, which is not why I'm getting it. But I see that. But as a result, I haven't been able to have coffee today.
Right.
So I'm caffeineless here at 7:11 a.m. New York time. I haven't had any caffeine, and I don't know if I'm talking more or less, but I'm worried about the impending headache that's coming my way.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting when you have your injection to see how hairy your knee gets.
I'm actually a very unhairy person, which has always been one of my things. But John, can we get back to? It's interesting, the thing of like not being able to relax, because you're heading towards 60 years old, and I'm not saying that because I want to talk about...
Mate, listen, don't. Let me tell you something. I went for a prescription the other day. So people in the US will know that we have the NHS, which means that we have free healthcare. But when you go for prescriptions, so you get your prescription medicine, if you're on benefits and so on, you get your prescriptions free. But if you work and you pay. And what you can do is you can pay in advance and then it becomes less. You pay less over time. So I went to get my prescription. The girl behind the counter said to me, "Do you pay?" And I said, yeah. She said, okay. She said, "Do you know that you can pay for a year in advance and it's cheaper?" I said, yeah, I just haven't got round to doing it. She said, "Well, you should think about it because, you know, it's only for one more go, because after that, they're free when you're 60. I'm going to get free prescriptions when I'm 60, which is not far away, which I didn't want her to tell everybody in the pharmacy. I mean, you could have kept that to yourself. You could have just written it down and given me a leaflet. You didn't have to say, here's this old twat, he's nearly 60, he's going to get free prescriptions." Yeah, so I should. You're absolutely right, Des. I should be one now. But what it is like the life that you lead where you're working and then you go away and then you come back and go. And there's always little bits of half jobs. And I keep on thinking, I'll get that job done, I'll sort out the loft, I'll do this and I'll do that. And I'm like, for some reason, chomping at the bit to clear lots of all these things again before I hit the road again. And these are jobs that I've been waiting to get done for like 3 or 4 years, but I'm just chomping to do them. And I don't know why. I need to chill out a little bit and just let it all pass.
Well, you know, I wasn't even talking about the fact that you're nearly 60 and you should be winding down. I kind of meant more that you've been doing comedy, for example, for so long, and you know what it's like, the intensity of touring. And you know that when you get busy again, I always find when I get busy again, back in the day before I knew that I needed to take like, you know, periods of time where you just like rest your brain from the cortisol and the adrenaline, I would always, when I'm back busy again, I'd be like, fuck, man, why was I so worried about doing nothing when I knew that this insanity was coming again?
I know.
But I would have thought at this stage, after all these years, you would realize that you're going to be insanely busy again.
I know,
it's better.
I know, but it's shit to do with other people. It's other people bring you
you're
shit
blaming
to
other
deal
people?
With. Yeah, but they bring you shit to deal with. There's like other people's problems and they present them to you and think, I'm fucking off. Bring your problems when I'm ready when I'm working. Right now, I don't want your problems. I want a problem-free day, but instead I'm picking up bits of shit to do with other people. That's number one. Also, it's my own head. It's my own fault, and I just need... I tell you what I have done. I've booked to play golf tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm going to go and play golf tomorrow. So that'll be 4 hours where it don't matter. I'm doing something. I'm doing the thing I booked to do, and that's the problem. That's the thing. If you get off your arse and go to the cinema, you're doing something because you've gone to the cinema and you're watching a film. But if I walk downstairs and sit in my own living room and watch a film at 10 o'clock in the morning, I should be doing something else in the house.
In your mind.
Do you know what? Yeah, in your mind. That's what I mean. You can't. It's fucking honest to God today. Like Melanie's away, and I phoned her up. I just said I'm wound up because I've wound myself up. No one else has wound me up. I've just wound myself up that I should be doing shit and I shouldn't be. I did 3 spots last night, 3 gigs. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. I've done enough. But I've come home thinking I should be doing something else before I go back and do more spots tonight. Stupid.
Now, John, you know about the parable of the glass of muddy water, right?
No.
Well, the mind is like a glass of muddy water. If you keep stirring it, it will remain cloudy. But if you let it settle and stop stirring it, the sediment will settle at the bottom, and you will have a glass of clear water. Your problem is that you keep stirring the glass.
Yeah, but your problem is, Des, even though you said that in a really nice, counsel-y sort of way, you might have some clear water, but you've still got a dirty glass. So
You got shit at the bottom, but you have clarity. You have clarity.
Clarity, yes. The
Now, do you want to
shit's at
know?
the bottom.
Do you want to know where this comes from?
No.
Kung Fu Panda. But here's the funny thing about that. Okay, so in my early recovery days, I did actually do a lot of exploration of Buddhism, and it is a bit of old Buddhist wisdom that I had already read in a book called The Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. But then the master gives that advice to Kung Fu Panda, and I was like, I know that story. But anyway, the point is that maybe some of the agitation in your mind is not other people. It's the fact that your mind is in an agitated state. So when other things come at you, you perceive them as some sort of subconscious attack on your psyche. Is there that much of a... People are going to think my internet's gone again.
I was
we didn't need that much.
I was sat there thinking, if I was a panda, what would I think of that? How would I handle that if I was a panda?
So funny.
Okay, no, very good, very good. I will absorb that information and I will try and I will try and get myself less busy.
Have you ever tried meditation?
Yeah, but I was too busy. No, no, I tell you, I tried that. I got a fella around to do transcendental meditation.
more admin to fucking meditate.
Yeah.
I'm stressed out about the fucking meditation guy. I couldn't get the meditation guy to fucking come to the house at the right time.
So he comes round, this fella, and he said, okay, what you need is I think they call it a chakra, don't they? A word that you focus on.
A mantra, right?
A mantra, yeah, like a word. He said, you get a word given to you, and that's your word. So I said, okay, and he gave me a word. I can't remember it now.
You can't remember your word?
No, of course he's fucking... Because I was texting somebody while he was talking to me. I was just doing a few emails going, yeah, fair enough, just tell us the word. So I got the word.
Your word is Ian Rush.
No, it was so, you got to do, it's something like barampa or something like that.
Right, okay.
It's something like that. And then he lit some joysticks and we went barampa. And then he said, try and do it 20 minutes in the morning a day, 20 minutes in the evening. And I tried it, and you know, and somebody may know an answer for this. And the problem with me, and this is always been the thing, apart from one period in my life which I'll come on to, is that when it's quiet and you're trying to make it quiet and you're trying to think of nothing, I just hear music. I just hear
like
music.
in your mind, you hear music.
Yeah, in my mind, I hear music. So,
what's the song?
And it varies. At the moment, it's like Oasis. You got to roll with it. It can be anything. Honestly, got to be Kenny Rogers. It can be literally anything. When there's nothing there, all of a sudden I just hear music, and they're not. It's really, really random songs. But I never get to the nothing bit. And the only time in my life where I've ever think I've been to nothing was when I was riding the bike home from Australia to England. And I'd be on a bicycle. So this was 1992. And I'd get up in the morning and my aim was to ride around 60 miles a day on average every day. Some days longer, some days less. But I'd be on my own for 90% of the time. And I would find that I would get somewhere and not think about what I was thinking about. When I started off for Australia, my head was all over the place. And I'd get somewhere and I'd be okay. And then I went to Kanchanaburi. No, it wasn't Kanchanaburi. It was...
no, that was your word. That was your meditation word.
No, Kanchanaburi is actually where... Kanchanaburi is where the bridge over the River Kwai is. It wasn't there. It was another place.
Ayutthaya.
So something like that. Anyway, I went to this place and I met these Buddhist monks in training, and I spent a day with them talking, and they were talking to me about meditation. And I was talking about clearing your mind, and I said that's what I do on the bike. And they said, well, when you're cycling, you're meditating. That's the closest I've ever got to not having anything in my head. But that was a long time ago. And now it's just and it's not
1992. You talk to Buddhist monks, and then Des brings it up in 2025.
yeah.
What a spiritual journey.
No, but what I mean is, it's not a bad thing. It's just that bit of nothing. I don't know how people get to nothing in their head.
Yeah, but I think because they don't, because nothing isn't the goal. The goal is to not stay on anything. So, when you do these like simple meditation things, it's not about stopping your mind from thinking. It's about stopping yourself from latching on to whatever's coming through the mind. So in other words, there's no problem that oasis is coming into your head when you try to get nothing, quote unquote. The issue is, do you keep singing Oasis, or do you just let the Oasis song just pass and come back to the breath? That's the whole thing, is you're supposed to come back to the breath and not focus on your thoughts. So it's not about nothing. It's just about not attaching yourself to anything mentally for that period of time.
That place that you recommended to me in West Cork.
Yeah, that's where I got a lot of this information. Jogshabera.
Yeah. I went through there on my motorbike when I was going round, and I had a day chilling there. That was a good place.
That place is amazing.
And again, it's just, you can't understand it, can you? Why some places you get to them, you go, oof, well, this'll do.
That's a good place. That's a special place.
Yeah, I mean, for people who don't know, explain to them where it is and what it is and why is it special.
I mean, just a very quick thing, because this is one of the things that only a few people will experience. So I don't want to bore the listeners, but there is a Tibetan Buddhist monastery hidden on the cliffs between Castletown Bear in West Cork and Allihies in West Cork. And it's really quite a unique place. But they now actually have a Buddhist temple, but they have a hostel where you can stay for cheap, which I used to do a lot when I was in college in the late 90s and mid to late 90s. And they run retreats, but they also have a hospice because, the Buddhists are very sort of accepting about death because, of course, they believe in reincarnation, but I don't believe in that. But anyway, they have a great attitude towards death, and they're very open to talking about death, whereas we're kind of like afraid to talk about it. And anyway, this place is a place of extreme natural beauty, but obviously all the people there are quite focused on quietening the mind. So there's just an energy about the place of tranquility. And I think it's worth checking out.
Really nice.
One of those great recommendations that I give to people if they're ever traveling around Ireland.
West Ireland, yes. Beautiful, beautiful.
So anyway,
Will you meditate, Des?
I'm not a great meditation practicer these days, but in my early recovery, I was very like almost what's the word? Regimented about it. I was a big fan of the meditation. But I have to point out that at that time, my mind was insane. Like I never got any peace in my mind. I was very, not only did I have the irritability of adolescence, the confusion of growing up, but I also had the sort of detoxing from, a lot of drugs and alcohol and just general dis-ease with myself. So I was very much searching for a bit of peace, actually. But I did find meditation quite helpful. And, if you really do a bit of research on it, there's really a lot of science about it because it's not like religious mumbo jumbo. It's basically just, because at the end of the day, the mind is influences our feelings, and then our feelings influence the mind. And it's a one-way ticket to, being uncomfortable, right? But if you can actually quieten the amount of power that your thoughts have over your emotions, that both of them don't feed each other, and you do actually get calm. And not to mention that, but you're also better equipped for the curveballs that life throws at you because you're not up to 90.
I'd say what I learned the other day, great sign in British Sign Language where you just want everyone to fuck off, just leave me alone. Everyone, you know that bit where you go, I'm just done with everyone.
Yes.
This is the sign.
Describe it, Des.
I'm describing, just for those that are listening on audio, John is taking his two middle fingers and he's revolving them around his head from his temple to in front of his face. Two massive middle fingers. That's the one bit of sign language that everybody knows.
That's the sign. That is the sign for I need to clear. Everyone can piss off. Is that? I think that's a great sign.
Yeah, but anyway, the point is that it's one of these things. It's like mental fitness, right? Like if you naturally keep your fitness levels up, then if somebody says, "Hey, we're going to play a five-a-side," you can jump on the five-a-side and not be completely out of breath. Whereas if you haven't been training at all, after 20 minutes, you're fucking dying. And it's the same with your mental fitness. You keep your brain equipped for a moment where it's going to chuck you into a mental five-a-side, and you're going to be able to handle it without puking.
It's a good analogy.
Very good analogy.
Hannah, my wife, really wants me to do one of these sleep/meditation apps, but with the honesty of life, which is do you sometimes wish that you were still able to hit your child in society? Just, obviously we're not going to hit our kid today, but it's totally normal to really want to hit them. Calming but funny, but so her idea is that it's kind of dual purpose because actually through the laughter there is actually kind of a message, plus obviously you're doing the calming thing. So you want it to be funny with a real message.
Yeah. But you have got a calming voice.
Well, when I do the calming voice, I do.
But you do the
not when I say to Hannah, get in the car, and I'm just want her to get in the car, but it sounds like I'm literally kidnapping her, or she's handcuffed and I'm pushing her head down and she's getting in the passenger seat.
Get in. I know, but I at least you've got the calmer voice. I just
do yours. Do yours.
My calmer voice.
John Bishop joking meditation app.
Okay. Are you having one of those days? No, hang on, that's it.
You were doing a commercial?
Yeah.
What do we call? Oh, cool. Hey. Liverpool meditation app. It's called Ahead. All right, go ahead, John.
Okay. All right. Listen, it's been a long day, and it's okay to want to hit other people's kids.
No, come on, John. That's my joke. Get your own. Get your own.
I know
Get
what
your
to
own
say.
unacceptable violence. Get your
All
own.
right then.
unacceptable
All right
violence.
then. Okay.
You started so good too. I actually think you could have a meditation app.
Do you
Yeah, it
think
was
so?
good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Shh. Hey. Shh. I know it's been a long day. Shh. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. No one else understands you. I understand you. Shh. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Honestly, you're right and they're wrong. That's the way to live your life. Just shh. Don't listen.
I feel like I'm being groomed.
Is that a wig? I thought I was doing all right then.
Yeah. That's like,
Come here,
like
come here.
The
Shh,
nar-
it's okay.
It's okay was a bit groomy. No, but
It's okay.
but I
Don't
think it's
listen
good,
to them. It's okay.
no, but John, I think you've hit on something. It's like the narcissist meditation app. It's like
Yeah.
it's their fault.
It's their. Yeah, that's it. The narcissist meditation.
It's their fault.
It's their fault. You got it right. Yeah.
Nobody understands what it's like to have all this pressure.
And to be you.
Yeah.
They
To be
don't
smart,
know.
to be smarter than everybody else.
Everyone else, to be surrounded by idiots all the time. Hey,
John,
you deserve a break. You deserve a break. Hey,
That is
you
funny.
look after you. That's okay. Yeah.
By the
And
way-
if you need to have a wank to relax, that's fine.
I'm a big.
It's their
I'm a-
fault. It's their fault if they happen to be in the elevator with you. That's not your fault. You're just going places.
Just don't use my voice while you're having a wank. But I'm actually a big fan of a wank as a reset. I actually think the world. I do have a joke about it, by the way. But in real terms, I think the world would be a better place if, in certain situations, men particularly would choke one out before taking action. I think there would be less violence. There'd be less violence in the world.
And you would. You look. The amount of times you see these press conferences that are going on at the moment, you think you should have had a wank. before
Should
you
have had a
come in."
wank. Yeah,
Should've
because you know what
literally had it.
happens. You go from hating the world to hating yourself. Well, Catholics, Catholics do anyway. It's everyone else's fault to the shame returning, and you're like, "Oh, I'm a
look at
fucking
that.
piece of shit."
Looking at your own loneliness in your hand, going, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, if Putin would choke one out, there wouldn't be a war in Ukraine.
Yeah. Someone have a way with him.
I know.
It's and it's funny the I got to tell you this. I hope this isn't betraying any confidences. I'm sure it's not. A friend of mine, he said his son came up to me and said, "Dad, can I speak to you?" And he said yeah. He said, it's about things. He said what? He said, well, it's about like hormones. And he said, well, what do you mean? He said, it's about this masturbation. It's like, does it ever stop? And his dad had to go, "No, son, you're fine. You're all right. Do you knock yourself out, kid?
That is funny.
Yeah, that's such a lovely thing. To have that relationship with your son, that he can say that to you, I think is such a brilliant thing. Brilliant thing. His son's 23, like.
That's funny. I was just gonna say, speaking of wanking, they banned porn for, I think, under 18-year-olds in the UK. It's like a big news story this week.
It's not banned. It's not banned.
You have to prove that you're over
verify
18.
your age.
Yeah, and people are people up in arms about it.
Why are you up in arms about it?
I think because people who are over 18 are now having to like make profiles and like upload pictures that I do to porn sites, and then a bit
yeah, that's what I mean. So what you've got to do, Des, you have to prove your age. And the way that you prove your age is you put ID in there, so that you put your passport or something. So therefore, there's a porn website that's got your ID. Or the other thing is you, apparently, I think it age profiles you by looking at you. So you do a face recognition. And because there was showing on the news somebody was trying to cheat it with masks and so on. So you do this face recognition. But obviously that means you're like literally going, I want to wank.
I know.
You're like that. You're supposed to go, I really want to wank. Oh, I'm old enough. You know what I mean? It's like, it's put people in this bad position where the secret wank's gone now. It's like public domain.
Yeah.
And you can almost see, you know, when they get those data breaches where everyone's ID's taken, like.
But that is the issue, is like everyone's chucking their ID up on the internet. It's easy to get ID. Because of all the places where you want to be sending your ID, you just feel a little less safe with a porn site as it is.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, you know, you go right back to the old days where people used to buy the mags and news agents, and they dropped them up in a newspaper to buy the mag. Well, like but imagine buying the mag, and then the girl or the guy behind the counter going, right, can I see your ID? Are you 18? Are you old enough to take this mag?
But I think it was that, though, right? I'm pretty sure people's IDs did get checked trying to buy porn mags back in the day.
It probably was.
I think it was.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just
Listen,
you know.
I tell you what I don't think is a bad thing. This is very unscientific, but I don't think it's a bad thing to make it harder for teenagers to get access to that level of porn. In that, I never thought it was a big deal when I got my hand on like a fucking dirty penthouse that was like hidden in a bush, or, you know, somebody's dad was... Always a bush. Or like somebody's, you know, I had a couple of friends over the years, their parents were like very open-minded about that shit, and you'd be in their bathroom and you'd like open a closet and there'd be fucking like 10 Playboys. So while you're in the bathroom, you know, but it needs to be, you need to fucking make an effort. That's all I have to say. And it's too easy now, you know, so you get too much access too early. But what I will also say is that there's really a lot of claims about what access to porn has done to our society, but there's not a lot of really good studies to back it up. And I'm not saying that it hasn't been bad for society, but I think there is a knee-jerk reaction to say this needs to be dealt with, whereas in actual fact, it's the entire internet that needs to be more regulated, not just the porn.
Yeah. It's the whole thing, but also it's very difficult to do studies in it because we're all living in this world. You can't say, well, there's this world where the internet exists, and then there's this other world where it doesn't, and that world's better.
See, that's the old scientist coming out in you, John.
It's just, I know, it's always constantly thinking of a double-blind randomized study.
Exactly.
Even though I couldn't say a double-blind randomized study. That was the phrase I was after.
Hi guys, it's Brad. Just a quick reminder that if you want the full experience, you can watch the video version of this podcast on Spotify and on YouTube by searching John Bishop Comedy. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to rate, review and subscribe, tell your friends and leave comments wherever you listen. We love the feedback. And speaking of feedback, don't forget that you can leave us a voice note by clicking the link in the show notes of this episode. We love hearing your topics that you want us to discuss and questions that you have for John and Des. Last but not least, we have an Instagram now where we're going to be posting behind the scenes content, clips, references from each show and updates. So please do follow us on Instagram at The Bishop Exchange. Thanks so much for listening.
Can I just jump back into the sort of anxiety thing? And I'm curious of both of your being parented experiences, not parenting experiences. Oh, John, you can share from the parenting side also. My mother was up to 90 all the time. And Hannah thinks it's crazy that I told her that, like, when my mother couldn't handle the stress, she would pray to the Lord in front of us and say, God, what have I done to deserve these children? Why have you punished me with these children? Like, in front of us, she would pray to God. How did your parents in the sort of 1970s sort of lose it in front of you in a way that is insane?
There wasn't this kind of Omen style thing going on in your house. Thinking, which one of these children's got 606 on his head?
666.
666 on his head. 606 is a gambling site. Isn't it?
You need to use your face to get on it. That was an age gap. That was an age gap moment I had with Hannah. So we're fostering these cats and we're trying to name them. And she wants to call one of the cats Damien. And it was the black cat too. I said, Hannah, you can't call a cat Damien. She's like, why? I was like, this is fucking, people think you're calling it the devil. She was like, why? I was like, you never saw The Omen? She was like, no. I was like, oh, okay. Like my generation, like Damien was like the evil name.
Damien stopped being used as a name, didn't it? There's a whole block of Damiens up to about when we were about, I don't know, when the Omen came out, about 14 or something like that. And then there was none. There was fucking none for about 10 years because the Damien was going to be the devil.
Well, especially, spoiler alert, Brad, but especially because there's that moment where the housekeeper is like, Damien, and then the kid looks up and she just fucking hangs herself out the window. Yeah. And you're like, what? Like that. I was The Omen, which I love horror movies. I'm getting goosebumps now. I actually got goosebumps thinking about how I felt the first time I watched that, because I love horror movies. But The Omen, when I was young, got me. Fuck me. I thought that was scary, man. You know, like Rosemary's Baby, The Omen, The Shining, Carrie. These movies, like, of that era, they were fucking... And I just don't know if people experience them in the same way because we're just so much more exposed to crazy shit. I just don't know if anyone will ever... I don't know if they'll have that experience again. Yeah. Like our minds have evolved. I just don't know. But maybe they are. But those movies,
I think there's certain things, there's certain like cultural moments like that where you go, oh my God, there was like it did shift things. Whereas now, you know, as you say, it's, I don't know, there's that much fucking horror going on in the normal world, but there's also that little bit of exposure to so many things quickly. Like Brad was sending me tons of TikToks today. Tons of TikToks. That was like a fucking horror movie. So there's all of those things that are slightly different. So when you take those moments, as you say, you name those films. Like I remember for me watching the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, right? I can tell you a story about that. Go ahead, John.
On a plane. I was on a plane, a night flight from America to England, and I watched the Blair Witch Project, and when it finished I was looking over my shoulder. I had chills going down my spine.
So you had no idea?
I had no idea.
Yeah, because what happened to me was I came back from Ireland, I think for Christmas. You know, I would always come back for like the holidays, and I went on a date with this girl who, like, the last time I was home, we had a couple of dates, and she was like, I want to go. Literally, the day I arrived, she's like, I want to see this movie. I've heard nothing about it other than they found the footage, and like, it's crazy. And like, I sat there. I was at the Angelica Film Center in Houston Street, and everybody in that cinema, that was before it became like really well known. Everybody was sitting there trying to figure out as the credits rolled, is this shit real? And that was that was a great experience. I'm sure some people later on be like, how could you be so fucking stupid and naive? But you'll never have the way to watch it like me and John did, which was fucking awesome. Yeah. I love that experience.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we really went off on a tangent there.
I know, yeah, we went somewhere there, didn't we?
We got deep.
So is there anything else that we want to cover right now?
By the way, just in case the listeners are expecting me to comment on the fact that there was like a very highly publicized shooting in New York City yesterday, that actually happened as I was driving in yesterday, and then I kind of didn't engage with it. So just in case people are like, why isn't he talking about that? You probably know more about it than I do. I kind of did my spot, fell asleep last night, and woke up and started recording the pod. So I need to kind of get up to speed on all that myself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll bring things down.
It's that's a massive. No, because you know the way people always they get worried for the people at a place.
I know. You get that, don't you? It's like with things like, when the tsunami happened. I remember the tsunami happened, and one of my mates going, "Oh my God, I was there 6 weeks ago." I was like,
"Oh yeah,
you were there 6 weeks ago. That means you weren't there. You were there before that happened, and so that you can't be traumatized by not being somewhere. You were there before. There
is a weird human thing though to try to sort of connect yourself to major events.
Yeah, there is, and you see it all the time.
Some people, they just deal with these types of tragedies or major events, high-profile events, by needing to connect themselves to them in some way.
Talking about major events, not obviously a tragic event, the big thing that's happened over here, the big news is the Lionesses. England won the Women's Euros. Right, retained the title, which was brilliant, and I tell you why it was brilliant, because they beat Spain, who the world champions, to beat them in the final. They retained the trophy, as I say, from winning it in England. They're the first English team, men or women, to win a major trophy outside of England. But also, the drama was intense. They've gone to extra time through all of the knockout stages. They've gone to penalties. They won the semi-final on a last-minute penalty. They scored in the last minute. The drama was intense all the way through. And what's brilliant about it, my dad, who's an 84-year-old working-class white man, just says to me all the way through, started saying, "Are you watching the football?" He never said, "Are you watching the women's football?" He's just saying, "Are you watching the football tonight? Are you watching England? Are you watching the match?" But it was absolutely brilliant. So today in London, there's a big coming home parade. So it's in fact, it's happening now as we're recording this podcast. So I'm a massive supporter, but I haven't gone to the parade.
As you know, women's football in America has always been the superior skill level, certainly success level.
Well, when I used to come to America coaching, that's what struck me. The girls were always better than the boys.
But you know what's sad? It's sad in a way, is because of the way American sports sort of played out. There was always this thing that soccer is a bit more of a girls' sport. By the time the boys hit high school, they wanted to play football, baseball, basketball, and the women continued playing soccer. And then those college programs were actually they were big, highly funded programs, and that's why the American women's soccer was actually ahead of the rest of the world, whereas the men's soccer is miles behind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, interesting. I thought I'd use the opportunity to say, well done, or as you would say in America, go Lionesses.
Yeah,
go.
And I would also like to say that on September 10th, 2001, I flew out of New York City.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, on September 11th, 2001, the Twin Towers were hit by planes. I don't know if you remember. But I actually left New York the day before, the night before. 3 or 4 weeks before, I was in the windows of the World Restaurant in the Twin Towers. And the Thursday before the Tuesday, I have a picture in the bay with me and my ex in front of the Twin Towers. So, just one of those things where, I understand it more.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with the Lionesses, though.
I get it. It's a fucking callback, bro.
It's a callback. Have you just remembered when we were on that bit? Did you forget?
No, it was a call. I was waiting to drop the callback the whole time. I listened to you the entire time. I respected your, desire to seem like you're woke and progressive. And then I waited to drop my callback,
Right, okay.
That's it. Everybody gets it, John. It's all right.
Yeah, okay, good.
It was a joke.
Yeah, we got
But
it.
actually, it is true, though. It was actually true.
You did leave the day before.
The night before, yeah. And it's what's so annoying.
How
is
long
that-
were you out the country for? Because there was a period of time it was so difficult to get back, wasn't it?
Oh, no, but I was living in Ireland. I was just visiting.
So
I
right,
was just
okay,
visiting
you went
back,
traveling.
too. But the thing that's annoying is I used to journal. I used to keep diary entries. And I did journal on that plane. And I always wrote the date. And for a while I had it, and I don't know where I put it, September 10th, 2001. And just eerily enough, because I flew out of Newark, and I never fly out of Newark, but I guess it was just better prices or whatever. And Newark, when you fly out, you go right over you go right by the skyline. And I wrote in the journal about looking at the skyline and whatever the fuck was going on in my mind at the time. But I lost that fucking journal. Not that it matters, but it's just a little piece of odd, eerie history
I know.
that the world would change the next day.
Well, I've been looking through some of my pads, my old notepads, looking for,
Yeah, little gems that you forgot. Yeah.
But in some of them, I've wrote down my thoughts for today, and I've never kept a journal. And sometimes I wish I did, because then when you're in an argument with people going, well, this happened and that happened, I go, no, that didn't happen because I've kept a journal, and this happened. So I never. So you leave everything to your memory. And every now and again there's these little snippets in me pads where you think, oh shit, that was happening. And I think anyone who does it, a good luck to them. Maybe that's what I need to do to calm my head down.
Journal.
Maybe that would be the thing, if I could just find time between me meditation and me listening to Oasis in my
Actually,
head.
John, that's your homework today. So for the rest of the week, is to just 10 minutes once a day. Don't try to get to nothing. Just try to not hold on to you. Just let the thoughts come and go. Like the clouds passing in the sky. Let the thoughts just pass. And every time you get stuck, because what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself like, oh, fuck, I've been fucking thinking about something for the last 90 seconds. You don't give yourself a hard time. You don't say, you fucking idiot. You fucking loser. You can't fucking stop your fucking thoughts. You fucking piece of shit. Right?
I've never done that.
Yeah. I was thinking about Leonardo
you gotta
DiCaprio
roll
Once Upon a
with
Time
it.
in Hollywood.
Oh,
So
yeah.
anyway, but so then you just come back to the breath, come back to nothing, and then just not hold on to it for 1 week, John, and we'll see how calm you are when you come back next week.
Okay, thanks, Tess.
Okay.
Hey, and it's not your fault.
And Brad, if you're going to meditate, don't start a load of laundry before you start meditating.
That would really fuck up the meditation.
The song in Brad's head is the fucking Ice Cream Man finish. That is fucking.
That's funny.
All
That's the
right.
new theme tune, is my washing machine
Yeah.
song.
Oh, by the way, how did the episode go last week? The bonus episode?
Great.
Well,
We got
people
more
like to-
comments than normal on Spotify.
Will
Yeah,
it be?
We did.
yeah, because
so we're
people
gonna-
loved Dez's disconnecting. I actually left
Oh,
in.
you left in my audio. I was actually going to talk
and
about that.
I didn't even mean to leave it in. I left it in to show Becky because it was so funny, and then I was like, I'll take it out for the main episode, and then forgot to take it out for the main episode. But everyone loved it, so I'm glad that we left it in.
But I can't believe that when I went in the Spotify comments and people were like, "Oh, my favorite thing was Des saying, fucking reconnect. God damn it. Fucking connect, motherfucker."
you going, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it.
That should be one
Did you
of
hear that? Did you hear that,
should-
John?
That should be one of the self-help things that you do. Fucking reconnect with everyone, motherfucker. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah,
Come on, reconnect.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Is like all these things are like positive self-talk. It's like, let's have an honest app with the way we actually talk to ourselves. Like, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, fat.
Fucking
Look
trying
at
to,
the
you fat. Look at the
fuck.
fucking
Look
back.
fucking
Look at
belly
the
on you.
back fat. You
Oh
fucking.
my god.
Look at
You're
you
like,
fucking.
really?
How's your fucking ankle? How's your ankle mobility? You fucking
Hey.
piece of shit.
Think about
Even-
it. You were great once. Yeah.
You don't need to meditate. You need to go to a chiropractor. You fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah. You need Botox. Botox.
When was the last time you woke up with an erection? You fucking loser. By the way, I still get morning wood, but I do think it's a funny thought. Yeah. Not every day, though.
You
not
don't
every
have
day.
to. You don't have
Not
to
every day.
explain yourself. You don't have to
No, but I'm just
explain yourself.
saying.
You just have to see. You make a joke, and then you have to go. Yeah, but it's not me. It's not me.
Like, I have to
Just to let you
continue.
know.
It's
I
another
still
joke.
got it. I'm
It's a
still
joke
the
on a
man.
joke.
I'm still the
It's a
guy.
joke.
I'm
Hey, John.
the guy. You're the guy. I'm the guy.
It's a joke on a joke.
It's
a joke on a joke.
joke. It's a confession, Des. It's a confession.
Anyway, so listen to Brother Brad.
If you are listening right now, go and check if you're subscribed. And if you're not, press subscribe.
Yeah, and share on Instagram and stuff. Let people know if we put a video up, share it on your social media and spread the word. The Bishop Exchange. We're coming in hot to the autumn.
Yeah. Oh, just come round and have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
You like it that much? Come on. Let's have some tea cake.
If you have any suggestions for songs for John's subconscious, then
that would be good.
Message him in.
Any steps to take the sound down, that would be great. That would be really good.
Oh,
All
actually,
right,
just we're leaving. I know, but I just want to say that Ozzy Osbourne died, and I never realized how much I love Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. I went down a deep rabbit hole of Ozzy Osbourne songs, so I highly recommend to anybody of my vintage to have a little revisit of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. Just the greatest hits. Some fucking crackers there. And
I'll tell you what was great is the way it all happened. Last gig,
yes,
checked out. Last gig, checked out. You got to say, if somebody
Great
was
way to
writing
go.
it, someone was writing it, that's what they would have written.
All right, let's leave it at that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye, 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 bye.
Bye.